Yo, 3 o'clock here on here in Southwest Florida, and we're drafting here on the Spunky Spectrum Sports Driving to the Top Productions. Joining me to mock our first 2026 NFL draft is my buddy Anthony, otherwise known as Dynasty Patrol HQ on the Twitter spheres now. So Anthony, it's draft time, so you know what that means.
Hey, Dylan, thanks for having me on, man. I always enjoy coming on your pod. We always have a good time. We do this every year now. I don't know how many years you and I have done a first round mock now, but it seems like it's at least three or four, and it's become an annual tradition. So that's what draft time means to me. Draft time means we're doing a mock.
Yeah, and be honest with you, I think it's a good. I think these mock drafts are a good exercise to figure out like what would happen because we know everybody's mock draft will not be the actual draft when it comes April 23rd in Pittsburgh.
Exactly. And we also know everybody's mock draft will not be the same. Like, for example, I have my mock draft. I have who I think is going to go everywhere. And then I have an extra 15 players on my big board because I'm concerned that you're going to take guys. And it's not going to fall the way I think it's going to fall. So I have an extra big board of 15 players that I could sub in there if I need to.
And plus, we know trades are going to happen. Now, with all mock drafts, Anthony and I will not trade. So I will
Yep,
be
no
in the,
trades.
and he has kindly given me the picks. So Anthony will take the even picks. So let's see. Number one, that would make the shoot. Wait. That's not what I want. Back.
What happened?
Oh, okay.
Technical issues.
No, that was me. I hit
Okay.
the. I hit the. Okay. Number one, I will. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. Okay, there we go. Might have to be quick on the truck. Before we get going, what do you think about this draft? Because I've heard some people say it's a good draft, not a great draft. Like, I don't know what to make of this draft.
Yeah, so that's I think that's the best way to characterize it. It's a good draft, not a great draft. We got a lot of good prospects, but there's usually a lot more high-end talent, I feel like, in the draft, whereas this one might be deeper, but it's just deeper with good players and it's lacking that high-end talent.
Yeah, and looking at it, I mean, with Fernando Mendoza, I mean, I think we both know Fernando Mendoza is going to go 1-on-1, but what I see with Mendoza is a little bit of an old school quarterback. I mean, he's got the enough athleticism. He's got the arm strength. He's got the ability to read defense in the pocket. But I really like that he played 3 years of college football, and then he's a really smart player. This is a guy who could be working, on Wall Street or on Silicon Valley.
Mm. That's true. What I like about Mendoza is what you're talking about, kind of his intelligence. I also like his accuracy. He's a pretty accurate quarterback, and I'm a big fan of that. I've always felt like you can't teach accuracy. You know what I mean? It's just something you either got it or you don't. It's hard to mess with a guy's throw in motion and teach him to be more accurate. You're either an accurate quarterback or you're not. Mendoza is very accurate. I'm a big fan. And then, like you said, I'm a big fan of his IQ, football intelligence.
And I mean, the draft comp I keep hearing with Mendoza is Matt Ryan. Now, I think Mendoza's got a lot of Joe Burrow, if you ask me. But what do you think? Are you more in the Ryan Mendoza camp, or are you more in my camp?
So honestly, for me, I feel like he's somewhere in the middle. I don't feel so. Joe Burrow set some NCAA records in his last year
Yeah, that
before coming
2019
out.
LSU team.
Mendoza's not like that. I don't see Mendoza as having the kind of arm Burrow has. So I'm maybe lean a little bit more toward the Matt Ryan comp. but somewhere in between because I think he's better than Ryan. I think he's got better traits than Ryan had coming out, but at the same time, I don't think he's Joe Burrow. So somewhere in between.
I don't think that's the worst one. Plus, Matt Ryan. I mean, you look at those Boston College teams. Other than Matty Ice, those teams were terrible.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, but and Matt Ryan made a couple Pro Bowls. Darn near won a Super Bowl, won an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably not a Hall of Famer, but a really good pro career.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
And the Raiders haven't exactly been blessed with quarterback play the last 25 years or so.
And no, it's that's to say the least.
Well, I mean, I think you would agree with me. The best player in this draft, probably not just on your board, but probably everybody's board's a running back, and that being Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I can definitely see Jeremiah Love as being the best overall player in this class. And like you and I were kind of talking about a little bit already, you don't hear that from a running back very often. We don't have a lot of classes where the best overall player might be a running back. It's usually a defensive guy or a quarterback. You know what I mean? There's somebody that's not a running back that we think is the best player of the class. And so that definitely separates this class from others, is that Jeremiah Love might be the best player in it.
Well, now we get into the question: do you take the best player on your board, or a running back still devalued? Because I mean, I think if you're going to draft one, you've got to draft one in the top 5 or 6, and you've got to play him, because one issue we've seen with certain teams is that teams may draft the running back high, but then not playing like a top 5-10 running back.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. I mean, with Jeremiah Love, I mean you really gotta if you're gonna invest that kind of draft capital into him, if you're gonna make him a top 10 pick, you really gotta make sure you're gonna play that guy. That's why I have him mocked to a very specific spot because I think that they would actually give him the run. I've seen him mocked to several other teams that I don't think make a lot of sense for him. So that's why I mocked him to the team I did because I think they would actually give him enough play. Whereas the other teams, maybe they don't run that much or they already have running backs there. It's that kind of thing.
I'm sure, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see which one of us takes Love, because that
It
would
will. It
okay.
will. And if you take them to because I think because no let me see because evens odds let me look. No, I actually have him going to an odd team, so we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I'll tell you what. If he's available at 5, you can have him. You can have him in Cleveland, because I'm not taking him at 5.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. So, like I said, I have him going to an odd team, so he would have to be taken by one of yours.
Well, I mean, what do you think about these defensive linemen / defensive players? Because I mean, I think Oliver Reese has got a lot of talent, but he only stole 1 year in college. Sonny
Mhm.
Styles, an off-ball linebacker. David Bailey might actually have the biggest, might have the best tape I watched. I mean, Ruben Bain was great last year with Miami, but the short arms worry me a little bit. And then
Yeah, for me with this defensive class, it's a lot like we were talking about in the beginning with this class as a whole. Is that it's got a lot of good guys and not a lot of top talent. I mean, I think Arvell Reese is the best of the bunch, but like you said, only a year. It's hard to know for sure. And I feel like we don't usually have question marks with defenders at the top of the draft like this, like we do this year.
Caleb Williams, maybe the best football player I watched this year, but he's a safety. I don't think Downs necessarily the fastest safety, but what we've seen with Kyle Hamilton, some of these safeties. The rookie in Seattle last year, Nick Amenmoy.
Hmm.
Moy. Team Teams can use these safeties like a hybrid dime back, a linebacker, maybe a nickel back, and I think Caleb Downs is a football player. Is one of the
Yeah,
best 2 or 3 I've watched.
I think so too. I think that's fair. I think kind of to your point, he might not be the most talented guy out there, but he's definitely a football player.
And then wide receiver wise, I mean, I think it's a good receiving class, but be honest with you, I think you would agree Jeremiah Smith be the one-on-one in receivers by far if he were available.
Oh, well, there's no doubt about that at all. I mean, if Jeremiah Smith were in this draft, he'd probably be the best player in this draft, honestly. So, yeah, no, it's without a doubt that he'd be the 1-1 for wide receivers. Like I said, if he was in this draft, I think he'd be the best overall player in the draft. That's how good Jeremiah Smith is.
So I mean, who's your top receiver on your board?
Carnell Tate from Ohio State.
That's who I have too. I think Tate checks off the most boxes. I mean, I think Malachi Lemon. I mean, the fact that his 40-yard time, for what I hear, is like 4.5, right about why I had him. I think Malachi Lemon might be this year's Jackson Smith and Jigba, but I think Tate's got more vertical ability. And then who's the
Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson and Boston too. Yeah, Tyson. I
Mhm.
think Tyson could be that big one-on-one guy.
Mhm. Yeah, Makai Lemon is interesting. To me is kind of a tear break. Like to me, Carnell Tate and Makai Lemon are kind of in a world of their own at the top, and then it drops off. And then you got Jordan Tyson and like a tier by himself in that second tier, and then after that, there's a bunch of guys that we could all kind of question. There's Denzel Boston. There's a Mark Hooper Jr.
Zachariah
There's
Grant.
there's one of my personal favorites in Elijah Surratt from Indiana.
Yep.
There's a bunch of guys in that next tier that you could all question and be like, well, who's the fourth best wide receiver?
Yeah, and okay, so I'm on the clock at the one-on-one. So let's see. I'm gonna make the dumbest pick. No, I'm gonna take Fernando Mendoza, quarterback from Indiana. I'm not crazy.
No, and I think Mendoza's the lock. We've known Mendoza was going to be the pick for a while. To me, the only question around Mendoza now is whether or not he's going to be the day one starter. Because I don't know if you've heard, but supposedly Las Vegas is interested in Kirk Cousins as like a bridge quarterback for Mendoza.
Yeah, I'm not sure I necessarily like that because I think Mendoza needs to get reps, but I can understand it. I mean, I feel like quarterbacks need to get the most potential reps right now. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
no, I agree with that. And I think Mendoza should be a day one starter just because Kirk Cousins at this point in his career, I don't think he really offers more than Mendoza. So if you're going to bring in a guy to be a bridge quarterback that offers the same right now as your rookie quarterback does, why do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who are you gonna take with the New York Jets?
But in New York Jets, I have Arvell Reese, defensive edge, and I think the best, most talented defensive player in this draft.
You gonna go upside?
Yes, sir. And I mean, I think the Jets need upside. If there's a team out there that needs to take home run shots, I feel like it's kind of the Jets.
Well, the Jets are gonna have a lot of draft capital the next 2 years.
Yes, they do. Yeah, I made a joke with one of my buddies that they are playing like he does in Madden, in that they just traded off their entire team for draft picks so they could build through the draft.
Okay, 3, Arizona Cardinals. Boy, you've got me in a fun spot here because there are two guys who intrigue me here. Spencer Fano, the attacker out of Utah, and Francis Mayaga, the tackle slash guard out of Miami. I think Spencer Fano will end up playing more tackle while the Miami lineman will end up playing guard. I'm going to take Fano at 3.
Wow. Okay. Holy wow. Okay, just so I can talk through my reaction here. I had Spencer Fano at 22 to the Chargers. So just so I can talk out my reaction here as I'm over here throwing out wows and woes all over the place. I'm looking at my big board like I know Spencer Fano's on here somewhere, but where did I have him going? You just took a guy at 3 that I had at 22. So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting mock draft.
Okay, so 4 with the Tennessee Titans.
Well, see, now I got to think about this. Yeah, okay. Since you did that, I'm going to give the Titans David Bailey.
The pass rusher from Texas Tech.
Yes, sir.
That makes a lot of sense. You know what? A lot of people in New York are probably going to say draft Jeremiah Love here. I think for John Harbaugh's first pick as New York Giant head coach, he's not going to take Jeremiah Love. Thank you, Cam Scatterbo owners. I think he will address offense, but he will go to wide receiver U, that being Cornell Tate, wide receiver, The Ohio State University.
Okay, that's a good pick. I like that a lot for the Giants. They lost Wandell in free agency. They needed a better wide receiver anyway to pair alongside Malik Neighbors for young Jackson Dart. So I really like that pick.
So 6, the Cleveland Browns. Who do you have the Brownies take with the first of their 2 first-round picks?
Well, I had them taking Carnell Tate, so now I got to think a little bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna give the Browns Sonny Styles, linebacker.
At least he doesn't have to travel far, right?
Exactly. He's already right there. He can take a car.
Go from Cleveland to Columbus, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so number 7. I know the Washington Commanders just signed literally McNichols back today, but you know what? Nobody's Jeremiah Love. Give me Love in Washington.
And that is exactly where I had him going, and I appreciate you. I know there's been rumblings that Tennessee's going to take him. There's been rumblings that the Giants are going to take him. To me, those landing spots don't make a lot of sense, and the Commanders definitely do. I know they brought in Ricard White from Tampa recently and everything, but I don't think they made any moves that prevent them from drafting a blue chip running back like Jeremiah Love.
Okay, so 8 with the Saints.
The Saints will have the second wide receiver off the board for our mock draft, and I give the Saints Mekhi Lemon. I think they need a wide receiver to pair with Chris Olave. And again, just like with Carnell Tate going to the Giants for Dart, they want to get their young quarterback Tyler Shuck as much help as they can get him. And that's why I got Mekhi Lemon going to the Saints.
That's actually why I have Lemon go number 8 to the
There you
Saints.
go. Look at that. Great minds, my friend. Great minds.
Number 9. Boy, until a couple weeks ago, I thought the Chiefs would have gone offensive line. But with the trades and the free agency departures, I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to take Monsieur Delane, the cornerback from Cornerback University, LSU.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can see that. That's a make sense pick. They just lost McDuffie, so that's a make sense pick.
And Watson, right? Because
Yep.
the Rams got him too.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
10 with the Bengals.
Okay, I have the Bengals taking the other tackle you were thinking about at three. Oh man, I'm gonna have to pronounce his name. Francis Maiwaga. Trying my best.
That would make sense. That yeah, and Joe Burrow would love you for that pick.
And that's exactly why I made it. I think that the Bengals need to finally shore up their offensive line a little bit. Like how many years do we need Joe Burrow to get hurt before we finally say, okay, it's been a lot of years. We keep paying the offense. We keep paying Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Burrow. Let's actually protect him a little bit.
Okay, 11 with the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
I know Miami would want me that. I know Miami fans would want me to take Ruben Payne. I'm sorry, I'm bringing the pain because because I think Miami needs football players, particularly on the defensive side, probably in the secondary. Unfortunately, I mean, I wish Delane were here, but somebody took him. That'd be me. I took him at 9. So I'm gonna take Caleb Downs.
Okay.
Yeah, safety from Ohio State. Remember, the Dolphins just traded Minka Fitzpatrick, I think, to the Jets. So Miami needs help everyone in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
12,
Oh,
12.
that's a make sense pick. It's funny. I actually, in my mock, I actually had for my board, I actually had the Finns taking Delaney. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm like, part of me, and part of me is thinking the Chiefs may go the other way around, go lineman first, then grab the corner. But
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see, but I like it. I like it. Good
so
stuff.
12 with the Cowboys.
All right, 12 of the Cowboys. I have another safety, Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Wait. Oh, Emmanuel McNeil won the safety from Toledo.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? The last time an NFC team took a Toledo corner, a defensive back in the first round, he turned out all right.
Who are you talking about?
Quinion Mitchell.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It did turn out all right.
Let me see. 13 to the LA Rams. Well, I think the Rams have two areas now that they've shored up their cornerback spots. Fortunately, Mackay Lemon's off the board because I think he would look great in Sean McVay offense. So I have the Rams taking Monroe Freeling, the tackle from Georgia.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's another guy I mocked in my 20s. So when we get
I
down there, I'm
don't
gonna
think
have to I'm gonna have to
that,
pivot a little bit.
honestly, I don't think there's much of a difference between the 10th pick and the 40th pick.
Yeah, I hear you. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Okay, so 14 with the Ravens.
Yeah. The Ravens who have the 14th pick now.
I mean,
I-
what area? I mean, by the way, before you announced the Ravens pick, where do you think Baltimore goes here? Goes here like needs because I think we're looking at because I think Baltimore could look at well, offensive line, but I think there's one area. I have a funny feeling who you're going to take here.
okay. So let me put it to you like this before I announce my pick for the Ravens. There's a I'm big into the fantasy football. So Zay Flowers, wide receiver for the Ravens, after they did the Max Crosby trade, I was very excited. I was like, yes, look at that. The Ravens don't have that pick anymore. That means Zay Flowers is going to be the only game in town. The Ravens aren't going to draft a wide receiver. Yay! And then, of course, they say, no, we don't want to do the Crosby trade anymore. And I'm like, well, dang it. There goes my Zay Flowers shares. So at 14, I have the Ravens taking Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, wide receiver.
Oh, darn you. Yeah, I knew you were going to pick wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. It's a make sense pick. You know, they don't really have anyone. Rashad Bateman's never really panned out. They don't have anyone outside of Flowers. And I feel like if they want Lamar Jackson to take that next step, they got to surround him with some wide receiver talent.
Okay, at 15, I'm gonna end the Ruben Baines slide by taking him here with the Bucks. I mean, Tampa needs pass rushers galore.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I mocked them a different edge, and I didn't expect Bain to fall this far. So yeah, absolutely, I agree with that pick 1,000%.
So Jets are back on the clock at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you
All
have
right.
New York taking?
All right, with the Jets at 16 now, because you just took Bain at 15, I'm going to take Cassius Howell, the edge, for the Jets.
Wait. Cassius Howell from Texas A&M.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 17. Let me see. Who do I have going to the... Who do I have going to the Lions? I have Detroit taking Caden Proctor, the tackle from Alabama. I think the Tyler Decker release means Detroit's got to address the offensive line, and I think Proctor could be a swing. Whether he's on the left side or the right side. Proctor's a mammoth man.
He is. I had them taking an offensive lineman too, just a guard.
Oh, let me guess. Probably the same one I was thinking of.
Oh, good luck on me pronouncing his name with my
The guy
handwriting
from
here.
the guy from Penn State, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Vikings on the clock at 18. Who do you have them taking for Kyler Murray or JJ McCarthy?
It's not going to be JJ McCarthy. The fact that they brought in Kyler Murray says all you need to know. JJ McCarthy's terrible, and I said he would be too. So I'm a Michigan fan and I'm a Michigan alum, and I knew JJ McCarthy was going to be terrible in the NFL, and here we are.
What? But in the end, do you think Kevin O'Connell made that pick? Do you think the GM, who's no longer the GM, made that pick?
That's what I think. I think the GM that's no longer the GM made that pick myself. But yeah, I just what a failed experiment that's been. But I knew it would be too. Like I said, you can't. I watched every game he played in Michigan, and the thing about McCarthy is he never had to make throws. All he did was hand it off to Blake Corum. That's all he did. He made a throw here and there when he had to, but he was not that guy. So then you can't just expect him to go in the NFL and be that guy.
Yeah, and maybe part of the problem is that he didn't have to throw. I mean, you remember how many throws did JJ McCarthy made in the second half and Happy Valley? Oh, wait, that was 0.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That was his whole career was like that.
Problem.
Yep. All right. So at 18 with the Vikings, I got Colton Hood.
Let me see if I can. The corner from Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Not his teammate who's dealing with all kinds of knee issues, right?
Exactly. No.
That would be Jermon McCoy.
Hmm?
Oh, you know what? There wasn't just one great Miami pass rusher this past year. There's two. And I'm going to take Akeem Mesidor, the other pass rusher from Miami, with
Nice.
4.9 at 19.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. They could definitely use an edge rusher. That's a good pick.
So who do you have for the Dallas Cowboys at 20?
The Cowboys and Jerry Jones at 20. I have Caleb Banks, defensive tackle.
Don't the Cowboys already have a lot of defensive linemen? Now they're going to add this kid?
They could always use more. That's how Jerry Jones drafts.
Yep.
And they were in on the Max Crosby sweepstakes trying to get him too. So
Yep.
it just goes to show you, Cowboys think they need more.
Okay, now be honest with you, I don't think this is necessarily the best quarterback draft we've ever seen. I think
It's
next
not.
year's draft will be better. But teams may or may not reach for quarterbacks. I mean, we saw the New York Giants trade up and go get Jackson Dart. That appears to have worked out so far.
Yeah, it definitely worked out. I like Dart. He's been great.
Even if Aaron Rodgers comes back for 1, maybe 2 more years, the Steelers have to get a long-term answer at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And
You think they do it here?
And everybody's going to say, well, what about Mason? Well, what about not Mason Rudolph? What about Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett couldn't throw a ball from here to my other computer. And yet he won a Super Bowl as the backup quarterback in Philadelphia, but that's here and there. I think the Steelers have to get a young quarterback. I mean, if you look at what Ty Simpson did the first 8 games, I think Ty was actually better than Fernando Mendoza. I think he showed a little bit of athleticism, enough arm strength. But the problem was Alabama's running game and offensive line was so bad the last half of the year that Ty was running for his life. And that Rose Bowl, I don't think I've seen an Alabama offensive line look that pitiful.
They were pretty awful.
I mean, I think even Joe Burrow would have struggled with that pitiful O-line.
Yeah, I hear you. And I agree that Ty Simpson definitely started the year hot and then slowed down mostly overall because of Bama. But my question to you is then, if you have Ty Simpson mocked to the Steelers, my question to you is Aaron Rodgers coming back for a final year or not?
1 year.
One more year for Rodgers. Okay, so then he acts as a bridge, and they have Ty Simpson sit behind Rodgers, learn for another year, and start in 2026. It makes sense.
Ty only played 15 games at Alabama. He probably
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say he was a 1-year starter at Bama anyway, so it doesn't make sense to give him a little time sitting behind Rodgers.
Okay, 22 with the Hobo Herberts. Who do you have the Bolts taking?
Let's go with Blake Miller, offensive tackle.
From Clemson.
Yes, sir. We know Harbaugh loves his offensive line.
Man, I wish I could trade back from this pick here with Philly because I think Howie Roseman would trade. But
oh man, I gave them a fun player at 23.
I'm gonna take the Penn State interior lineman here, the guy whose name shall not be named. He will be Mr. Irrelevant.
Okay, fair enough. So neither of us have to try and pronounce it. That's fair enough.
Yes. And it won't be Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay, so 24 with the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, well, now I really got to think because I had the Browns taking Ty Simpson here. So, and there's not another quarterback that I would give them. So
No, no,
let me take a look at my board and think about this. Um, you know what? I wanted to give the Browns Carnell Tate earlier, and you jumped me by giving him to the Giants. So I'm going to give the Browns a wide receiver here. I'm going to give the Browns Denzel Boston here.
yeah, the Browns need to get a wide receiver in the Wolves' way, right?
Yep, they really do. All they have is Jerry Judy, and last year Jerry Judy acted like he wasn't even Jerry Judy anymore. So they definitely need a wide receiver. So you took my quarterback. So let's go. Let's give them another need they badly have, which is wide receiver Denzel Boston.
Whew. Man, Bears at 25. Feel like Chicago's got to go defensive back here. I mean, Chicago's lost some DBs in free agency. I think the Bears have to be aggressive in replenishing. It's probably going to be risky. I know this guy's coming back from an injury. I have no idea what's going to happen. But if Jerron McCoy is healthy, the Bears got to steal at 25.
Okay, that's fair. That's definitely late for him. If he is healthy, that's definitely late for him. I agree.
So who do you have? The Bills at 26.
Bills, I gave C.J. Allen linebacker.
From Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. Interesting here. 27. You know, one position that hasn't been talked at all during this draft stream. That being tight end. And I think there's a really good tight end, really fast tight end. And I hear that Niners have George Kittle, who is like the ageless wonder next to Travis Kelce, but he's coming
Uh-huh.
off a torn Achilles. Now, maybe the 49ers think Kittle will be ready by the season or early in the season, maybe by Halloween or whatever. But I think the Niners need some youth on that offense. And I'm going to give Brock Purdy Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end who ran, 4.4 at the combine?
Yeah, he had really good numbers. Sadiq is a size speed freak, so I definitely like that pick for the Niners. As much as like I don't know how much George Kittle has left in the tank, but I love Kenyon Sadiq. I was actually looking at my board because I had mocked him to the Eagles. So even though they just re-signed Dallas Goddard, so I was looking at my board and trying to figure out where I could fit Sadiq in there, and I was actually going to give him to the Texans with my next pick, and then you just took him. So.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think there are 2 or 3 landing spots for Sadiq. I look at the Ravens at 14, the Eagles at 23, or 20,
It is 23 with the Eagles.
23, and the Niners at 27. Kenny Sadiq is absolutely a first-round pick in my mind.
Oh, 1,000%. I agree. That's why I said that's why I was trying to look for a spot for him on my board to put him somewhere. Good stuff.
Uh,
All right. So 28 with the Texans. You already took Freeling, who I had them taking. So let's go with Caleb Lemieux, offensive tackle.
darn you for taking my pick here. The tackle from Utah.
Yes, sir.
Darn you, my Chiefs can't. Well, actually, I'm not a Chief fan, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
You know what? I can't have a first round pick without Keldrick Falk, the Auburn pass rusher. I feel like Falk has fallen too much here,
Okay.
and the Chiefs need linemen, corners on both sides of the ball. So Broncos at 30. So I mean, it's funny. The Broncos haven't really made a lot of moves in free agency, but that's not necessarily. I mean, everybody thinks, "Oh, you build through free agency." I'm like, everybody tries to build through the draft. I mean, so what do you see as big needs for the Broncos?
Yeah, so it's funny. Just as a little aside about my Broncos, I don't know if you saw this or not, but they did an interview with Sean Payton talking about free agency and why the Broncos hadn't signed any free agents. And he goes, the way I kind of look at free agency is my parents used to go yard sailing a bunch and they would bring home all this stuff. We always had a different couch. We had a new couch every 6 months because my parents would go yard sailing and find us a new couch. And every time we would get this new couch, and I'd be so excited because it'd look all fancy and everything. And then I'd sit down on it, and then it would go in on one side. And I was like, oh, well, maybe this is why this couch was available. And that's what he was talking about with free agency and why they didn't chase anybody in free agency.
And plus, you look at the price. Like Al Pierce got 80 something million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these guys got like Jalen Phillips got 30 million a year from the Panthers. Some of
Mm-hmm.
these guys, like, is Al Pierce a better player than Jalen Water? No, but we know why. Free agency often leads to inflated costs.
Yep. And so, all right, with my Broncos here, I think we're fine on the defensive side. I think we need to bolster our wide receiver room. I know we've drafted Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant in previous years, but neither has really panned out to be something special quite yet. So I think we still need a wide receiver to complement Cortland Sutton. And I think opposite of Sutton's big boy skill set, we go small ball with Casey Conception.
Concepcion from Texas A&M.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. So, 31 with New England. All the linemen who I would have taken are really gone here. So,
I did the same thing. I had him having Proctor, who you already took way before.
yeah, we know the linemen go crazy early.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I don't think they need. I'm gonna give New England Peter Woods and just hope his motor is more like that because I think Peter Woods has got all kinds of ability, but watching him play at Clemson, I never thought he was a great impactful player.
Okay, that's fair.
And then the 12s, the Seahawks.
Yep. Last pick of the draft. I'm going to go with TJ Parker, edge.
Just what the Seahawks need, another defense.
Exactly. I thought about giving him a running back. The problem is I just don't feel like any of the running backs are worthy of this spot.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there could be a situation where Jeremiah Love's drafting in the top 5, 8 picks, and then there's not a running back drafted until like the 3rd round. Because when do we start getting into the Jadarius Price, the Washington category? Because honestly, I don't think there's nobody anywhere close to Love.
That's exactly where I'm at. Jonah Coleman is probably my second favorite running back over Price. It's close, but I just don't. I don't. Coleman's not worthy of a first round pick. He just isn't. Price isn't either. So that's why, as much as I wanted to give Seattle a running back because they need another one to back up Charbonnet, who's injured, I just couldn't do it here. I couldn't go running back here.
And not that Seattle would, because we know this. Although, be honest with you, I don't think the Seahawks need a whole lot. The Seahawks
Well,
don't.
they're Super Bowl champs, so they don't need a whole lot.
I mean, we're nitpicking. Maybe a lineman here or there, but Seattle's okay.
Yes, they are.
I think we would both say the Seahawks and Rams are probably 1-1A in terms of Super Bowl favorites, and the fact they're in the same division is even crazier.
That is crazier, and I agree that 1A, 1B. Yep. I mean, I think I put my Broncos in there too. We did make the AFC Championship game. We were a game away from the Super Bowl, and if our quarterback had been healthy, I think we might have made it. So I'm going to put my Broncos up there. But yeah, I hear you with the Seahawks and Rams.
A weird irony. Looking back on it, New England. I think New England. I mean, New England. I guess you would say deserved to end up in the Super Bowl. But if you look at it, they didn't have to play Buffalo or Jacksonville and play Denver with a backup quarterback. I
Hmm.
think any one of those three teams would have beaten situation would have led to a different game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
By the way, it was crazy to me that in week 16, how well the Jags played that game. Like I did not like what happened to the Bronco defense that game because Trevor ate up your Orange Crush defense or whatever it was.
Yep. That game had me worried about the playoffs, but I was hopeful, and we still did pretty well making the AFC Championship game. But yeah, the Jags put it on us.
And unfortunately, we lost to Josh Allen and the Bills. But I mean, if you would have said we lose in the playoffs from where we were in 24, I would have said, yeah, I'll take it. But
Mm.
I mean, you could tell the addition to the man cave, right?
Oh, I see it.
Trevor poster, you helped me win 15 grand, so only right that Trevor gets a poster up here.
Oh, that makes sense. 15 grand. That's good stuff, brother.
So, before we sign off, where would Mendoza rank in terms of the quarterbacks from the 24th draft? In terms of recent quarterbacks, I don't think Mendoza would rank in terms of Caleb, Jane Daniels, Drake May. Would he be more in line with maybe the Bo Nix group?
Oh, let me think. So honestly, if it say it was last year and this year, if it came down to Cam Ward via versus Fernando Mendoza, I think that's a tight race right there.
Because yeah, that'd be a very tight race because Mendoza's more the safe option, the pocket pass, while Cam Ward's more of a dual threat ability.
Yep, more electric. So I think that's about a guy that he's about equal with, and that was the first quarterback taken in last year's draft. So I think if you look at that, I think those two are about equal with very different skill sets.
And it's funny how Cam Ward started at Incarnate Ward and ended up being the number one pick in the draft.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, some of these stories are crazy. Who would think that a nerdy quarterback, back like Mendoza could end up being the number one pick? I mean, this is incredible. I was almost in tears watching Mendoza. That fourth and
Mhm.
five play against Miami was one of the crazy, and that wasn't just scrambling out of the pocket. That was a design quarterback draw.
Yep.
Oh boy. And by the way, I think Justin Fields just traded to the Chiefs today
Yes, he did. This morning, Justin Fields went to the Chiefs for like a 6th round pick.
in 2027. Is Justin Fields in case of Patrick Mahomes' emergency?
I mean, obviously, it's not like he's gonna take Mahomes' job. Fields is there to hold a clipboard and be a competent backup. And I don't even think it speaks to Mahomes' health. I still think Mahomes will be fully healthy and ready to go for week 1 of 2026. I think it's just an insurance policy in case he gets hurt again. The season's not just completely over if Mahomes gets hurt. They have somebody that they can plug and play in there.
and not have a backup quarterback named Jared Stidham or anybody or Gardner Minshew or the third string or the fourth string, or maybe they get Josh Johnson to be on his 75th team.
Exactly. Bring back Chad Henne.
Oh gosh. Or Trent Green.
Exactly.
Oh, who was the chief quarterback? Matt Castle.
Matt Castle. You can go real old school with it, make it Elvis Gerback.
The worst Michigan quarterback in the NFL.
Exactly.
And again, he played for the 49ers, Chiefs, and Ravens.
Yep.
No wonder why Marty Schottenheimer couldn't get to a Super Bowl. Yet the Ravens got rid of a Super Bowl winning quarterback for that piece of crap.
Exactly. In hindsight, it's pretty hilarious.
Although, I'll be honest with you, I don't think the defense is going to be like that 2000 Ravens squad again, but who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, the Legion of Boom, fly zone defense came close.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. It'll be interesting. Where do you think Max Crosby ends up now?
I don't know. Part of me still thinks he ends up in Dallas. Part of me still thinks he ends up in Chicago. Part of me thinks. I mean, I don't think. I don't. I don't. I think the Raiders are doing their due diligence and think, you know what, we could get $30 million off our cap and get 2 first-round picks. I mean, the Raiders will be better this year with assuming Mendoza starts, but it's going to be interesting because that division is just absolutely loaded.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I'm glad we don't play the AFC West like we did last year. Although we went my team went 4-0 in the division.
There you go.
And including that crazy Monday night win over Kansas City, although that doesn't look that great now.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, you might have some say, but do you think the Kansas City dynasty is over? Do you think that the Chiefs are just retooling right now and trying to get maybe younger on defense like they did after trading Tyreek Hill?
So I could be wrong, and like all of America is going to yell at me for saying this, but I don't think their dynasty is over. I think they're just retooling, and I think they can come back just as strong next year.
I think what the Chiefs need, I think the Chiefs need a good draft, but they have some draft capital, and for the first time in forever, the Chiefs are picking like 31st in a round.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, if you're picking the 31st pick of any of the first round, you're basically picking second round guys.
Exactly. This is the first year they actually get a decent pick.
Yeah, so instead of taking like who would the 32nd pick of last year's first round have been? Instead of taking the tackle with injury concerns out of Ohio State, might get Jeremiah Love, or they might get one of these corners.
Exactly. I had him mocked. I had him getting Caleb Downs. So yeah.
That's who I took.
Okay, see, there you go. See, that's the difference maker.
I actually had them taking Delane. I had taken Delane.
Yep, I had Caleb Downs going to him. Mm-hmm.
Who do you have Delane going to?
Delane I had going to the Dolphins at 11.
Okay, so I have Downs going to 11. So
we just switched.
We made a minor compensation.
Yes.
Well, actually, I did because I drafted both of them. So,
yep.
I'm thinking next. So, thank you for tuning into our draft streamathon with Anthony, and hopefully we can get together one more draft. Maybe next time we actually let each other. Maybe for the next one, Anthony, we should let both of us take our do a mock drafts together where we're not going back and forth. We can actually take anyone we want.
Oh, that'd be wild. That'd be a way of mixing it up. That'd be pretty wild.
And by the way, I'm not taking a long snapper at 1-on-1. I'm not taking a long snapper 1-on-1 instead of Herschel Walker.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, Dynasty Patrol, thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me on, brother. Always a good time.